What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be walking you through my bullet journal setup. If you've seen my videos before, you might notice that I got a new notebook. This one is the Scribbles That Matter Pro notebook, which I ended up switching to because I'm using brush pens a lot, and I kind of need like this nice thick paper that's not going to bleed when I go over it again and again and again with these nice Tombow brush pens. Oh, and I'm going to be using this Soot Sprite theme, which, those are those cute little fuzzy black babies from Spirited Away and Totoro. They're super simple to draw, so you can easily do this too if you like how they look. I'm starting off with the autumn title page, and I separate my journals into seasons because they're more staggered throughout the year, and it gives me like a milestone to check in with my goals every 3 months. But it's not as like boring as quarters, and it won't line up perfectly with the end of the year because I know we all do kind of a goal check-in at the end of the year. You're gonna see me using brush pens a lot. I'm obsessed with these Tombow brush pens. I'm not a calligrapher at all, but I'm actually just using a font as a reference. The font that I'm referring to here is called Billion Dreams. Okay, and now I take a deep breath before absolutely scribbling all down the page to make this crazy inky mess of, soot. And I'm kind of using it here to separate the title page and this short summer review where I can go over like the big wins and the big struggles of the past 3 months. And then I'm making a place to put what I'm looking forward to about autumn. Okay, so now we get to the Soot Sprites, and they're seriously so easy to draw. I drew these little star candies, like the ones in Spirited Away. The actual Soot Sprites are super easy. They're just making a circle and then adding googly eyes in them, basically. I moved the googly eyes closer to one side to make it look like they're kind of, looking towards each candy or wherever direction you want them to be looking. And then I made little hairs on them and gave them these goony, goofy arms like in the movie. Honestly, the arms and legs sometimes can give them so much character. So like I originally didn't want to add them because I thought they were kind of goofy, but it kind of makes them for me now. Like I really love them. Yeah, they look so funny at this stage, but after you fill them in with black, I swear they look super cute. And one of my tips, I guess, after doing this a lot of times, is to make the eyes larger than you think that you would need to make them. I made them egg-shaped as well, which is kind of how they look in the movie, but I saw some people getting away with making them circles, and they look just as cute. But yeah, I had some issues of making the eyes accidentally a little bit too small, and they just don't look quite as cute. So yeah, that's the layout, and now I'm just filling them all out. This summer was really awesome for me actually, because I set in motion a lot of projects that I've been wanting to start for a really long time, like this YouTube channel, ordering some stuff for my shop that's coming out next month, and starting on my comic. So I did struggle a lot with feeling pretty down and needing a lot more sleep than normal. As for what I'm looking forward to, of course, I'm super excited to actually be launching my shop finally, and then rolling out the comic in probably October. I'm also hoping to keep making these videos and get better at making these videos. So yeah, that's my first spread. On to the next page, I'm going to be filling in my goals for autumn. And this ruler, after doing all these spreads, I really need a more hardcore ruler than this flimsy plastic thing, but whatever. I may add that to my wish list. If you're curious about the pens that I'm using, I actually really love it. They're called Lay pens. And I've tried a lot of different micron pen brands, and these ones are my favorite. They literally never smear no matter the paper, and they last a really long time. The color's super dark black. They're just perfect. So on this page, I have a box for my goals, Project Brainstorm, and then these 3 little boxes that are for tracking my progress on the big projects that I've chosen for this basically 3 months. And I always get scared when I'm doing that big scribbly soot smear. It really feels like the exact thing that you don't want to do to a brand new journal. You're just like scribbling over it with a giant brush pen, but it looks really, really good, and you kind of have to let go of trying to make it look perfect in order for it to look good. You want it to feel a little messy. Oh, and then on the left side, I have these boxes for my reading/watch list. So any books or shows or movies that I want to watch, I'll put there, and I'll just draw a little icon of a book or a TV next to each one to say like kind of what it is. And then I draw a heart after I finish it, and I'll fill in the heart if I really loved it. And also there's a wish list below that where I put things that I want to buy myself, and a heart next to it, so that if I buy it, then I can fill it in if I really liked the purchase, or potentially cross the heart out if I really didn't like it and it ended up being a waste of money. So the method here is that I fill out my goals, pretty much anything that comes to mind, personal, creative, and business, and then I brainstorm project ideas in the project idea area based on these goals. Out of that whole list of project ideas, I'll choose the biggest projects that I actually lay out in the app called Notion. And let me know if you'd be interested in learning more about like my whole project planning system. But yeah, that's basically my autumn setup. So now I'm on to setting up September, and I'm starting out with the monthly spread. I ended up having like a full calendar style grid here, which I didn't used to do. I used to just have like a list, but I really like it now. I feel like I'm so bad with these brush pens still, but I'm getting better every single day. But yeah, I have a little area here for my goals of the month, and then I have a place for daily gratitude on the right. So I'll be filling in one thing that I'm grateful for each day to fill it up. And now I get to draw my precious little soot boys. I love them so much. I seriously might do this for all of autumn because, like, I don't know, I have some other ideas, but I guess we'll see how bored I get of them. But right now I'm so obsessed with them, and they're so easy to do that, I don't know. I just think it's so perfect for this. And yeah, that's the monthly spread. I think I like this one the most, so let me know what you think. I like to fill in a black bar on days where I have like a social event or a trip. Like I'm actually at my dad's house this weekend. And then in the corner, I indicate my mood on that day. So like a black circle is a bad day, a slightly shaded circle is low energy, white circle is a good day, and then a heart is for a great day. And this is mostly because I usually notice that when I'm getting back from a social thing or a trip that I kind of need some time to recover, and I'm really low energy or even moody for a couple days afterwards. So this kind of lets me see those patterns in my mood, and it makes me not really feel as bad about like feeling down. It just means that I get to jot down a dark circle and learn more about myself. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's September. Now onto my weekly page. So I use my weekly spread to, again, jot down the goals for the week and add any events or things that I need to remember for each day, and then put my main tasks for each day. I usually will only put like maximum 3, but honestly, usually just one main task on each day, and that way I get to kind of focus, like if I only get one thing done, what is going to move me forward. I won't put little things like, showering or cleaning the house or something like that. I also add these little habit trackers at the bottom here, and this is kind of new to me. I usually use a monthly habit tracker spread. So I kind of like those because I can notice patterns really easily. So like maybe I always forget to work out on Sundays, and that'll be really clear in a calendar format. I draw a little icon on top of each of them. So I have waking up at my alarm, meditating is the flower one, working out, drawing, no TV, no sugar, Instagram comments, and then going to bed by 12. But I don't know, I think that these might work too, and I would just I could still see those patterns. I would just have to kind of flip back and forth between the spreads. But I really like how this looks and how I get to kind of like each new week will be a new start, and I can kind of try to, you know, maximize how many days I get that I do all my habits. So for this, I'm going to be filling in a black dot, kind of like the Soot Sprites, for days when I actually accomplish that habit, and then a little tiny X if I fail to do so. But yeah, I think it's nice having them on this page because I fill them out, you know, throughout the day, and I can just leave my journal open to this page. Oh, and I use a little flag on this page to like kind of like as a warning that I have a social interaction on that day, just because it has such a big impact on what I can accomplish in a day. I don't know, that's just an introvert problem, I guess. So my weekly spread is actually just this left page, and on the next page is where I start my daily log, which I usually use pretty much like a journal. I write about what happened, I'll add little doodles, and I'll like log memories and thoughts, but it's also a great place to add just like random lists, like if I was going on a trip, like packing lists or just brainstorming lists, things like that. And I just wanted to show an example of from last week in my old journal, so you can see a bit of the kind of stuff that I put here, and you can see that I kind of was trying out this layout. I'm gonna try to incorporate drawing a lot more in my journal entries, and hopefully I can share some of these pages. So yeah, that's it. So here's the final flip through. I really, really, really like it, and I'm so excited to fill this out. Yeah, thank you so much for joining me, and remember that if you do like this video, please make sure that you give it a like. If you have any questions or suggestions, I would actually really love to hear them. This whole thing is super new to me, but I'm looking forward to doing more like this. So if you haven't already, you can subscribe and you know how to do it. All right, guys, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.